So, mhm. Second. All right. Welcome everybody to the Wrestling Heroes and Insiders podcast, aka the Whip Show on 106.1 FM, WAKT Toledo's community radio station. It's a beautiful, beautiful Sunday afternoon. So you know what? Let's go ahead and have some fun. And I brought in one of the most amazing wrestling content creators in the world. Well, I'm going to shine that boy up really good right now. A lot of you guys know him already, but if you don't, I am going to introduce you to him today. Yeah, you see him. You see him. You see all those beautiful belts in the background. I'm going to shout out my guy, Tantalizing Tony, from the Tantalizing Tony Wrestling Show. What's going on, my guy?
What's up, everybody? It's me, your boy Tantalizing Tony here. Man, whip it good. This is the show to be on, baby. This is the show. This is the place to be. Man, thank you for having me.
For sure, man. Thank you for coming on this Sunday afternoon, man. I know you could be watching preseason football, but you're here with me, and we will definitely appreciate that, man.
Let me tell you, bro. Okay, I love football, love baseball, love basketball. But look, man, I'm a wrestling guy. So if anything's connected to wrestling, I'm there. So like, the World Series could be on, the Super Bowl could be on, and I could be watching a house show at MSG. I'm going to the house show because I'm a wrestling guy. That's what I'm about. Okay, to talk to you, to talk to radio personality that has it going on, that has their finger on the pulse all over the country, not just Ohio, everywhere. I see you all the time, bro. You killing it. You talking about me? I'm trying to be like you when I grow up. You know what I'm saying?
Stop it, man. Stop it. Well, it's good to have such a great wrestling guy on the show. And I'm looking at your background now. You have an amazing collection of professional wrestling belts. You want to kind of let people know a couple of pieces you got back there?
So, I'm not trying to do any promotion, but Fanatics has a great company, of course, as you well know, and I buy belts from Fanatics, but I also have some custom belts made by my boy Ruda. Got to shout my boy Ruda.entertainment on Instagram. Check him out. He makes customs. That's the one right behind me, my 10 Lives and Tony title. He made that for me. But I mean, I collect everything. I have maybe how many belts? 40 back here.
Ooh.
I've got the old IC. I've got the European title. In fact, my producer, Kira's here. If she wants to pass me a belt, if she don't mind, I can show you something real quick. One of my favorites. Kira, please pass me the European title. Like, we have everything here. We got the Undisputed, the new U.S. title. Just look at this. We got the old WWF European Championship right here. So I'm a connoisseur of titles. And not to mention, like I said, my boy does customs. My boy Ruda, who can make any Attitude Era guy. Love the Attitude Era, and those to me are the best belts. And if you notice my belt right back there, that's made after the Attitude Era. It's called the TWF, the Tantalizing Wrestling Federation Undisputed Galaxy Championship of every universe on the planet.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it, man. You hear that fire in that man? Well, before we go too far, I gotta ask you, yes. Tantalizing Tony, where did that come about, man? How did that even become a creative name for you?
Let me tell you, what's so crazy is this goes to show you who is a real personality and asks the proper questions. I've been in the wrestling business for 32 years now, since 1992, as either a wrestler, a ref, a booker, owner of a promotion. I've done it all, okay? And very few people ask me, where does the name Tantalizing come from? So, tantalizing, if you look up in the dictionary, it says to torment or tease something that is unobtainable, right? Which I'm obtainable with the right number, ladies. But no, seriously. But this is how I got my name. When I first got into the business, I met these guys on Long Island. They're called the HWA, the Hardcore Wrestling Alliance. My man Paul Loria, Mike Norman, Kevin Flynn, Craig Boscia, and of course Mikey Whipwreck, who helped train me, among a few others, right? And we were in Penn Station. And they said, hey, we have a wrestling ring in our backyard. You want to come try out and wrestle? I was like, of course, sure. And I lived in Jersey. They lived in Long Island. I have to take 4 buses and a train just to get to their house because I didn't have a car at the time. And they say, yo, you need a wrestling name. You need a wrestling name is good. I was like, well, my name's Tony. So I said, well, I'm sitting next to this kiosk. And this is when kiosks first started. This is 92, let me tell you. In fact, excuse me, it's 93. It's the night of the first Monday Night Raw. So I know a lot of you with the wrong date. And there's a perfume stand there. And this guy's spraying perfume. And the perfume says, Eau de Tantalizing. It was some kind of French perfume. I said, I took a whiff of it. I said, that smells good. What's the name? He goes, Tantalize. I said, oh, Tantalizing Tony, that's my name. And ever since then, Tantalizing Tony.
Hey, it was a sign, my guy. It was a sign.
It was a sign.
No.
I saw the sign, if you know what I'm saying.
Ace of base word. So you talked about something real quick about you being a former professional wrestler yourself. I am a former indie guy myself.
Ooh.
I hung up the boots though in 2014, and I started going into the commentary side of professional wrestling.
Smart.
But you walked away from the business as far as a performer,
Mhm.
but now you're talking about getting back into it.
So
Explain that, man.
let me tell you. So I wrestled from 93 to 2001. When 9/11 happened, I stopped wrestling. I'm from New York City, and you put things in perspective, and just a lot of things happen. Family, I have children. I have adult children. I still have a small child who's 7. But I hung it up, and I always had the itch. I never retired properly. Like how when I have your last match and hang your boots, I never did that. But I always stayed around the business. I still knew people that had rings, so I took bumps now and then. I would help book matches. I would help produce matches. And it just, I don't know what it was. It just, I never felt like I retired properly. Then my little guy, who's now 7, he saw a video of me from 1996 or 5 in ECW, because I used to work for ECW as well. I was part of the ring crew. Before ECW became Extreme Championship Wrestling, it was called Eastern Championship Wrestling. And my guys, Mikey Whipwreck, Paul Laurier, all these guys, Mike Norman, Kevin Flynn, Craig Bosher, they used to take the bumps. We would take bumps for these guys and help them work their matches out. And I always just had an itch for it, a love for it, and I never felt I stepped away properly. So my son saw this match on YouTube, me getting chokeslammed by 911, and he says, Dad, I never see you wrestle other than TV. And my daughter looks at me, and I look at her, and all my kids are going like, Dad, no. I live literally 27 minutes from the Monster Factory in Jersey. So I went there. I said, you know what? I want to train again. I went to the Monster Factory. I stepped in the ring before that, a couple months before, just to work out in the ring, and I got some rust. I'm 56, by the way. I'm 56.
Boy, it don't crack at all, man. Clap it
well,
up for that. Clap it up
what
for
they,
that.
the phrase, but I'm not gonna say it. But yeah, I'm 56 years old, and I'm wrestling around with people in their teens and 20s. And right now I'm not medically cleared. I messed my knee up a little bit, old injury, but I'm still in training. I'm gonna finish this, and I just, Cody had to finish his story. I got to finish my story too. My little guy has to see me in the ring. Not to mention Lance Anoa'i from the Samoan Dynasty. You know him, of course. He offered to be my tag team partner, so I'm gonna say no. I can't say no to that guy.
Exactly.
I mean, come on.
Exactly.
So I got to get myself in a proper shape to be ready. The match will probably happen sometime at the end of the year or early next year. But I'm in a rush. I'm in good shape for 56. I'm still working on some rust, still cutting some weight. But 56, man, I'm still running. I'm doing my thing.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. Where are you from? I'm hearing that little bit of that little accent. Where are you from? Well, I'm calling it an accent because from being from Detroit. But where are you from?
I'm from Brooklyn, New York, baby. I'm from Brooklyn. So here's the thing. I tell the story that I'm from Brooklyn. I'm really born in Manhattan, but I was raised in Brooklyn. If you're raised in Brooklyn, you're from Brooklyn. Okay. I'm born in Harlem, but my entire youth, childhood, everything is Brooklyn. So I'm from Brooklyn, Flatbush. That's what I claim. Sometimes I'm in the right scenario. I claim I'm from Harlem too. So I claim both. But I'm a diehard Brooklyn guy. Love Brooklyn. Love Flatbush. Love the people. Love the food. But yeah, I'm a Brooklyn guy, man. I'm a New York guy through and through. I'm a Yankee. I'm a Giant. I'm a Ranger. I'm a Knick.
That's what's up, man. Shout out to the air wide, man. So I want to say a salute real quick to the boy Rob Williams. He's watching right now. Bob Culture Podcast. Salute to him. And
I know Rob. Rob's my dude.
Yeah.
What's up, Rob?
I was gonna surprise you, but my man had a heck of a birthday yesterday, so he couldn't do it. I was gonna have a surprise guest co-host. I was gonna have Joey P. Wood, my guy from Edge
That's
of
my
Philly Sports.
dude.
Yes, dog. That's my man right there.
Joey's my
Awesome,
dude.
bro. So yeah.
Joey's a good Joey's a good man. Joey is a good man. You know the wrestling business. It's just like the locker room. You could meet the greatest people, or you can meet people that stab you in your back.
Yes.
Rob Williams, great dude.
Salute.
Joey P. Wood, great dude. You, of course, great dude. I meet a lot of great people. I met a couple people that want to stab me in the back. But guess what I do? I still smile at them and keep them respectful, because what am I gonna do? You can't keep the negativity going. You know what I'm saying?
That is very true. And I'm glad you touched on that, man, because I want to slide this conversation into being part of the media. And I think you saw it. I made a post the other day, and it kind of goes with what we're talking about. Gatekeepers. Yes, you're going to meet some people that are absolutely amazing and will try to show you the game in this media space, like great people like Bob, like Joey. Shout out to Dave LaGreca and Busted Open.
That's my Dave LaGreca is my. I gotta shout him out.
Talk to him.
I gotta shout out Dave LaGreca. Let me tell you why. I've been a part of Busted Open, the Busted Open Nation. I used to listen from the beginning. I was one of the first listeners. Okay. And Dave LaGreca's always treated me with respect. He puts my channel over on Busted Open. He shouts me out. Not to mention his wife, Violetta, is the nicest woman on planet Earth, Vulcan, Venus. If there's a planet, Violetta is the best. She is incredible. So I got to shout both of them out. They are incredible, incredible people. Shout out to Violetta and Dave LaGreca, man.
Oh, absolutely, man. I got to do the same thing. They had such a great crew. And even the crew has been amazing. I was able to interview Mike Riker. So you've been around from the beginning, one of his old producers. Interview Mark Henry, Andre. You know what I'm saying? Like, the whole team is absolutely loved. So, guys, I'm telling you, if you need to be a part of the Busted Open Nation. They really do show so much love. And I'm not even going to talk about how dope the Nation's Corner is.
Nation's Corner. Bro, Tony and all those guys in Nation Corner is great too. I know all those dudes. Listen, everybody that's affiliated with the Busted Open Nation, Busted Open, are all good people. All of them. Everybody. I can't say Gabby, who used to work for them. Yes. You can't say nothing bad about nobody from Busted Open. Nobody.
Totally agree, man.
True story.
Agree. But like I said, I want to jump into this media space. Now, I know with me, I jumped into media during COVID. I had already walked away from wrestling, like I told you. And then COVID happened, and me and my old partner, Devastating Daryl Pace, was like, you know what? Let's start interviewing people. And I wasn't even watching current wrestling during the pandemic era, so I would interview like old legends from time to time. Because of my wrestling career, I was connected to a lot of the guys. Shout out like Johnny Bravo from TNA, D-Ray 3000. But I don't know, man. I just started really liking doing the media thing. And as you know, when you really focus on something, and talking to you, Tantalizing Tony, once you start something, you say it's a hobby, but then you go so hard in it, you stay connected to it. And that's how my journey started. But how did your journey start in the media space?
COVID happened, and COVID was hurtful to everybody. It wasn't a good time for anybody. But a lot of people used that time to actually do some productive things. So I said to myself, you know what? I procrastinated for years. When YouTube first started, I was going to do this. I would probably had like 5 million subscribers by now. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm a procrastinator. I procrastinate. And I procrastinated about doing media and doing the wrestling thing. And finally, when COVID happened, I said, I'm gonna go for it. And it is not easy. I started by myself, and my daughter saw how much I was struggling. My daughter's 20 years old now. When we started, she was almost just about turning 17. My daughter, Kira, who's my producer, she said, Dad, I'll help you with the technical stuff, because I couldn't do both. I couldn't do the technical and I'm an on-air guy. I'm not a guy about, I'm not the technical guy. I'm not the editor. I'm an on-air personality. I'm a talker. I'm a personality. Let's keep it real. I am what I am. I'm tantalizing. I tantalize the nation is what I do. I love to talk wrestling. And I figured if I'm going to do this, I got to do it. So I put my feet to the fire. Well, Kira held my feet to the fire. Started the YouTube channel. One subscriber at a time, and then we started doing conventions, and then people started noticing me. I was like, wait a minute, this might go somewhere. And now, if you notice, I try to go to every WWE event. I do some AEW events. Travel's not easy because, coming out of my pocket, but you got to talk to people. You got to get involved with people. You got to network. And I love talking wrestling. I love talking to people. So I said, why not? Like I said, when I started this, I was 53, and you're never too old to make your dreams come true. So I said, what do I got to lose? If I never do it, I'm going to always kick myself on my deathbed. Like, why didn't I do it? Because, what it's like, man, it's tough out here,
Oh, yeah.
It's hard. But I have a dream, and I want it to come true. and I believe it's going to come true. I do believe one day I will have enough subscribers to do this as an, as my real job. I do believe I'll get someone will see me, maybe a radio station or maybe Sirius XM. Someone will see how talented I am, and I know my wrestling, and I love this business. I love people that maybe they'll say, "Hey, let's give this guy a chance," you know. And if not, guess what? The journey is what's the best thing. The journey is the journey's the best. And being able to do this with my daughter, who's now 20, she's a college student. My 7-year-old son, he does some of my promo videos. My 20-year-old son Bobby is involved with the channel, as well as my other adult children, my daughter Jasmine, my son Anthony. So we're all in this together. And like, what other better way can you do something with your family and make a dream come true for everybody? Because if I blow up, that means they're set.
Man,
I'm doing
yes.
this for them. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I really believe that someone will see me and they're like, let's hire this guy. Let's give him a radio show. Let's give him a show. Let's give him his own segment. Somebody I know out there. It's just a matter of time. Because I'm like, remember Star Search back in the day?
Mhm.
And now they have, they have all the shows, they have The Voice, they've got American Idol, and they got Tough Enough. They need to make a show for podcasters, YouTubers, for specific things like wrestling that want to make it, need to throw their hat in like a reality show. Man, look what The Miz did. The Miz went from a nobody to one of the biggest stars in the world. So why can't it happen to me?
For sure, man. And that's what I love to hear, man. I'm loving this positivity. See, that's why I knew I liked you. Because you got that same positive energy, man. You always believe something great is going to happen. But you don't forget that you're in the moment of greatness. That's
True.
what I really respect, man.
Thank you.
Now, with that being said, what was one of your favorite? Well, I know it's hard to just pick one, but what would you say your top 3 interviews were?
That I talk to people, you mean that I
Yep,
interviewed?
that you
Oh,
interviewed.
very easy. So I'm gonna go backwards 3 to 1. So I've interviewed a lot of people. I've interviewed Lance Anoa'i, Zilla Fatu, Alpha Jr. I've interviewed Alex Riley, also known as Kevin Kiley. I've interviewed Thunder Rosa. I've interviewed Dave LaGreca very shortly. But my favorite 3, okay. So I'll honestly say that Mark Henry is one of my favorites. Mark Henry's a good dude. I didn't talk to him long. It's not always about talking for 20, 30 minutes. It's getting just to touch base back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention, Mark Henry's that kind of dude that he educates you. I got to spend a full day with Mark Henry at in Philly at the ECW arena. He was working backstage, helping people out, and I got to ride with him and get him educate me. So I'll say he's number 3. Number 2, this is crazy, but my daughter, and she's not a wrestling personality, but I got to give it to her because she knows her wrestling. I've talked to her on there, and she's great. But my all-time favorite, I know she's not famous. But she's wrestling to me, and to me, she's famous. But to me, my ultimate is Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. He's my GOAT. I've interviewed him. We got to sit down for about 40 minutes together, and he is by far, he's the kind of wrestling personality that you really want to pick his brain because he's from a different era. And people don't realize this. Ricky Steamboat is one of the few wrestlers that never turned heel.
Very true.
Never. And I just love the Ricky Steamboat's ability to pull you into a story. He had so many great stories about Macho Man, about Great Damn Valentine. So Ricky Steamboat's my number 1. I'm biased to him. I'm biased. He's my dude. I love him.
It, man. I love this, man. Now, I want to talk to this because, like, we're going to go down this path also. Being in media, like you said, it's not hard. What were some of the struggles that you said you had to deal with in this space?
I'm still dealing with the struggles. Let me tell you what one of the main ones is. So I'm not affiliated with a company. It's just me. It's just my daughter, myself. What you see is what you get. Behind me is everything. The subscribe banner, Tantalizing Tony Wrestling Show. This is me. We promote ourselves. We have no financial backing. We have no sponsors. It's just us. So that's the hard thing, number 1. Number 2, getting your name out there is hard as well because if people don't see you, or not to mention, not they don't see you, it's so many people above me in aspects of notoriety, numbers. Numbers matter. I'm at 12,000 subscribers on YouTube, just a little under 12,000. And that's of course respectable, but when someone has 200,000, let's do the math there. I mean, come on. So it's hard to get noticed. Not to mention, it's hard to get press packets and, the press junkets for events like WWE because, I'm not high on the totem pole. Now, I'm not saying they have overlooked me, but I will say this. I do think they've made a mistake by not picking me to be at any of the press conferences because I'm that one person in there that will ask a good question that's not too controversial, but on aspects enough where it stays in kayfabe and it also will be entertaining. Because I'm not the kind of guy that wants to be like, oh, what happened with Vince McMahon? I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not a gotcha guy. I want to keep it respectful and entertaining, but still get a good answer from somebody. I would love to ask Triple H some questions. I love to get him on the show with me. There's people who, it's just so many people I would love to get to meet face to face and ask that question. You know what? Shout out to Issa, the New York City Demon Diva. I forgot to shout her out too. She's a good person. Well, Demon Diva, she kills it on Lucha Libre Online. But what's tough is like just getting noticed because I know it, and no disrespect to anybody, I might sound conceited, and you know it. I'm very talented at what I do. I'm a good talker. I have the it factor. If Triple H was to meet me, if Shawn was to meet me, I'd be a manager in NXT tomorrow because I have that much confidence and I got that much to say. I don't need a script. I can follow one, but I don't need one. You give me the bullet points of what you want me to say, I got you. I could cut a promo like no one else. As you can see, I can just keep talking. I'm not afraid to go one-on-one, face-to-face, mano-a-mano, mouth-to-mouth with anybody. Anybody that wants to come to me, any wrestler, I challenge any wrestler that can cut a promo on earth to come to me face-to-face, and you will get shook.
Podcasters, I know a lot of y'all listening to this show. A lot of you wrestlers listen to this show. You heard what the man said. If you got something to say, drop it in the comments right now. He might respond right now. Please do. We're gonna have some fun with it.
And respectfully, I love everybody. This is not a personal thing. And if I had a promo battle with somebody, could I lose? Of course. Everybody, Mike Tyson got knocked out. It happens. But I'm not afraid of nothing. I'm not afraid of anybody. I'm not afraid to shoot my shot. I was told this as a kid. When you date a girl, respectfully, you ask a girl out. If she says no, thank you. You can't stop asking girls out. Ask another girl out, you know what I'm saying? That you like. You ask 100 girls, one gonna say yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that one might be the one. So you got to pick a lot of rotten apples to get a good one. I'm being honest.
So you wouldn't be scared to be on that pop the balloon game, huh? I know you see it on social media.
I'm not scared of nothing.
Talk to him, man.
I'm not scared of nothing. I'm not scared of anything I got to do to get my name out there. And, people say, oh, well, you might, people give R-Truth a hard time. I want to say this as a black man. I hope I can go there.
Oh, yeah.
But people give R-Truth a hard time because, oh, he's dancing. He's doing, man, this guy is a millionaire. He don't have to have the WWE title. He's on TV every week. He's entertaining the masses, and he's doing whatever he has to do to keep his name relevant. You know what I'm saying? And if that's what I got to do, if I got to come on and put on a gobbledygooker outfit, that's what I would do. I'm not selling out. I'm buying in. I have less time on earth, you know what I mean, that I've spent. I'm 56. Unless I'm making it to 112, this got to happen for me soon,
For sure.
This got to happen for me. I don't just want this. I need this. I need to get in the limelight of wrestling because it fuels me. It's like in my blood. Like I am that wrestling fan and that wrestler who loves this business. The good, the bad, the ugly, no matter what you got to take with it, I'm there for it. You know what I mean? And to not be where I'm supposed to be, to see, and this is not jealousy, this is just honesty. To see other guys make it, God bless them. But half of them are not as talented as me. And I'm being honest. I don't hate on nobody, but I know what I have. I know what I bring to the table, So it's sometimes it's so stressful and so frustrating to know how good I am and how much I love the wrestling business, and I'm not there. It's tough.
Man, do you guys hear that passion out there? Get this man an opportunity, y'all. That's all the man is asking for. And I want to tell you something real quick. We were at the Damian Priest screening. You remember that, right?
Yes.
And Peter Rosenberg was sitting there, and he asked the question, who wants to ask Damian Priest the question? And who did we hear? Tantalizing Tony said, let me ask the question.
I jumped straight up.
Fans, they knew exactly who you were, bro.
They were pointing to me.
Yes.
The people in Cleveland were pointing. They said, let Tony ask. People know me. And it's so crazy you mentioned Pete Rosenberg. See how things work? Pete Rosenberg, I bumped into Pete Rosenberg that afternoon. Check that. SummerSlam was on Saturday. I bumped into him. I said, Pete, I gave him my card. He goes, I'll email you. I didn't take that as I don't take just no. I waited till he had a moment. He was by the stage where they were doing the pre-show. I said, Pete, please. He came over to me. I said, yo, I'm trying to interview you for so long. He goes, here's my email address. He gave me his email address. I emailed him, emailed me right back. In 2 weeks, Pete Rosenberg will be on the Tantalizing Tony Wrestling Show because I shot my shot.
Let's go, man. Do y'all, man, listen, y'all heard it. Y'all heard this, man. Y'all heard this. Now, Tony, I want to flip the switch right quick.
Okay,
and
let's
ask
flip
a
it.
different question. Because I got a segment that I call the mark out moment.
Okay.
Now, when I say the mark out moment, I'm not saying that you're going screaming like a little girl, like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm there. But that moment where it's, whether it been you interviewed somebody and they was like, oh, I know you, or a fan saw you, or maybe you just was like happy to be in the same space and kicking it with Ric Flair. That one moment that you were like, I can't believe this is my life. I can't believe I'm doing this right now. Tantalizing Tony, where and when was your mark out moment?
So this one's very simple. First of all, a lot of people on the East Coast recognize me, which is great. When I'm in Philly, people know me. New York, I'm from New York. When I'm at the Garden, everybody knows me. But you know what's great is when someone who is famous recognizes you. And there's two mark out moments I got to shout out. The first one is Mark Henry. Mark Henry sees me anywhere. He goes, Tantalizing Tony. When the world's strongest man, the former world champion, notices you, come on, man. Come on. You're made man right there. You're made. The second guy is my dude, Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu sees me anywhere. I haven't seen him since he made it to WWE, but right prior to him going, the guy sees me everywhere. Yo, Tantalizing. He calls me over. Yo, Jacob Fatu, Lance NOIE, Zilla Fatu, LA Smooth, and Alpha Jr. all treat me like family. They call me, before Sami Zayn was the honorary Oos, they used to call me the ultimate Oos, the Tantalizing Oos. When Sami Zayn came with that gimmick, I was so mad. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Because I was the first honorary Oos. True story. I was like, man, this guy took my stuff. When I see Sami Zayn, I'm gonna smack him. Nah, but true story, I've always been an Oos. And for Jacob Fatu, who is killing it, I always knew he was gonna make it. For him to see me, if a Mark Henry see me, Dave LaGreca, man, I mark out because I'm like, I can't believe these people know who I am. It's crazy. It's crazy.
That's what's up, man. And I wish I could stay with you all afternoon long, but we just got to keep the show moving. But
it's cool.
Before we go,
yes,
I want to ask you this. What would be your interview that you haven't conducted yet that you really want to get?
So there's two. One easy one is Triple H, of course, because I would love to pick his brain on how he wants to go forward the business. But my second one is Hulk Hogan. And let me tell you why. I'm not a Hulk Hogan fan. But I think Hulk Hogan has not answered to the black community for his comments. I think Hulk Hogan got off too easy. I think everybody should be forgiven. I think Hulk Hogan should be forgiven. But I don't think Hulk Hogan worked hard enough in the black community to make amends for his comments. Everybody makes mistakes. Trust me. I am nobody to throw stones because I've said some crazy stuff in the past. We all have. But I think Hogan was forgiven too quickly, too easy because of his name. And I would love to interview Hulk Hogan and ask him, what have you done in and for the black community to, for us to give you our blessing? That would be my main thing. And it might be, like, popular for me to say it, but I'm being honest. I don't hate Hulk Hogan. I think Hulk Hogan, without him, the business isn't what it is. But I just think that he got off easy. And I'm not saying he shouldn't be forgiven. He should be forgiven. Everybody deserves forgiveness. And I forgive him. I just want to know, what has he done to make amends and make himself a better person?
For sure. For sure. I love to hear that, man. And I'm glad you said it, because if you do, I'm backing you up. I'm interviewing him with you, because I used to be the biggest Hulkamaniac, and he hurt my feelings. So, yes, I'm with you on that one, bro.
Facts.
But with that being said, I want to thank you for coming on the show. I want you to shout out your page and everything one time so people can know exactly how to get a hold of Tantalizing Tony. Look,
everybody, Tantalizing Tony is that one person in a million. I'm that diamond in the rough, okay? I'm like Aladdin. I don't know if you watch right now, you see the QR code back there? That's me. Subscribe to Tantalizing Tony. Very simple. Tantalizing Tony Wrestling Show on YouTube, and follow me on all social medias, Tantalizing Tony. Once you type in Tantalizing, it comes up. I'm the only Tantalizing Tony on the planet. And if someone else has my name, I'm going to rip their lungs out. Tantalizing Tony, wrestling YouTube channel. Also, the Tantalizing Tag Team Podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. That's my daughter and I. We do a podcast. We're still getting out the kinks of the schedule, but just follow me and spread the word and let people know that somebody out here, it needs a shot. I need my shot.
Man, y'all heard the man. You know what to do. Follow, subscribe, and make sure you pay much attention to Tantalizing Tony. And WWE, I'm telling y'all right now, let that man in. What did Bray Wyatt say?
Let him in.
You know what it is. We'll be right back to the Wrestling Heroes of Insiders Podcast, a.k.a. The Whip Show on 106.1 FM, WAKT, Toledo's community radio station. Hold it for a second. No.